We've tried a few different ways to get our RV clean and shiny. We're going to show you those in this video, including one way that doesn't need a hose or a ladder.
That's right. Check it out.
For the past year and a half or so, we have tried multiple ways to wash our RV.
We've got this really nice paint job. We want to keep it clean. We want to keep it protected and have it look badass like it does, right?
We figured a lot of you want to do the same. In fact, we know you do because you've asked us about it.
So obviously there's two general camps of washing your RV. There's
Camps.
Yeah, there's the camp of do it yourself, and then there's the camp of have somebody else do it, which is obviously very nice but more expensive.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to just talk a little bit about each one that we've tried and what we think, the results were and what we like the best.
Yeah, because we've done pretty much every combination. We heard a lot of good things about Blue Beacon and truck washes in general, so we wanted to try that out.
The reason that we wanted to get that done ASAP was because the park we were in Tennessee had a tree that decided to drip sap all over the truck and RV.
Yeah, so it was one of those, we need a good professional wash, let's just give it a shot.
Right, and there were no Blue Beacons around, so we picked the closest truck wash.
Yeah, it was called Pride Truck Wash. I don't know if it's a chain, I think it might be because they have a locator on their webpage. So the result there was not great,
Yes.
but I think it was our own ignorance.
Well, we went into it completely not knowing what to expect, what
Right.
to do, what to ask for, what not to ask for, and it caused a problem.
Yeah, they asked us right away, do you want us to use the brushes? And I thought, well, maybe.
We thought, well, there's a lot of sap, so yeah, it'd probably be good to use the brush, right?
Because you kind of picture the hose only thing, like when you take your car to the quick wash and you have the pressure washer. It does okay, but it doesn't get the dirt off really. So that's what I was afraid of. So we had them say, we said yes to the brushes, and that was the mistake.
Wait, but I gotta say, you'll see in the footage, I wasn't quite so sure about saying yes to the brushes. Just saying.
So you've got evidence, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for this truck to be done. The young guy that's running it here today didn't really know what the prices were. It's $1 a foot for the RV, and he just said a flat $40 to wash the truck because the truck is filthy. The $1 a foot is for a spray and wash kind of thing, but for $1.50 a foot, they'll actually use a brush on it. So it's like 66 for the rig and 40 for the truck. Now we wouldn't normally do this, but we're doing this for you guys.
That's right.
We want to see what this experience is like when you get the Mac Daddy $1.50 a foot wash.
I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing for us because...
Probably not.
But-
Not at $100.
No. I hope that their brushes don't scratch our
No, well, I'm
stuff.
sure. I'll ask them. I'll double check.
The end result was not good. It was expensive.
Yeah, it
and
was.
it cost about $100 to get it washed, the RV and the truck.
That seemed reasonable for such a big RV.
And then when we got done, initially we pulled out and we were like, oh yeah, this looks really good. And then our first restroom break where we pulled off, at a rest area and we got out and we saw it in the direct sunlight, we were shocked and pretty upset. Geez, scary little puppy dog.
It was was real fine brush marks. Something you could buff out, but buffing out a 44-foot RV is not easy.
Yes.
And it wasn't something I was going to do. So that brought us to our second professional wash.
Where we got the next step done was in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, when we were staying at
Miami Everglades RV Park and Resort.
That place. Check out that video if you haven't already. We had...
Always plugging.
So we had it professionally hand washed and waxed in Miami.
This thing will go all the way up to 3,500, but I want to leave some paint and clear coat on your coat.
Yeah. It was expensive. It was like $400.
And it was over the course of 2 days because there's so much to do. And I believe that was only the RV, right? They didn't do the truck, did they?
That was just the RV.
Yes.
Basically, it was $10 a foot, so it should have been $440. But you know, we got to talking and videoing, and it was like, oh, we'll just call it around 400.
The benefits to that was the attention to detail. They took care of everything on the roof. They took care of the awnings because the awnings were out.
That's
Scrubbed
true.
the awnings. So I think that once in a while, I think it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's probably something that we're going to do at least once a year, maybe once every 6 or 8 months.
So what we do is we start on the nose, and you want to use 2 washes on these at all times. The roof gets a primary wash of the simple green, and then I use the Spray 9 marine cleaner, both biodegradable, very friendly to RVs, really good. And then the second one is the Meguiar's Wash and Wax Soap. You start with the actual roof wash, or the first basic wash, which we'll use on the whole coach for the first wash. That's your grime and all your mildew and everything comes off. And you wash the paint with that, and a nice soft brush is key, as some have learned the hard way. You just do the first wash with the first wash mix, and then anything painted gets the Meguiar's wash then after that. Or anything plastic, skylights, roof vents, anything like that. We always pop open the Max Air covers. We wash that with the wash and wax soap as the second wash too. I do the middle of the roof usually first, and then I branch out and do the awnings.
That awning's looking good.
Yeah, the thing about the texture on the RVs, and a lot of these have this membrane where this shows up. This is your truss line along the roof, and you're never going to get this off. This is just the nature of the rubber compound that they use.
Oh yeah.
It gets black spots on it. It's not mold. It's just the way that it's pushing against the membrane and the sun hits it. Like I said, this is your truss line.
Yeah, you can see
it just shows up.
This is the seam.
And it doesn't matter what I hit that with, that won't come off. And it's okay.
You can see even with the nails not really coming off.
It doesn't get any worse.
Yeah.
It's like an identifier for your trusses, I guess. Right out of the gate, they all do that. I do use a little bit harder texture brush on this part here. It's like a medium bristle. But you have to because of the texture to scrub on that. This is too soft for this.
You're gonna have your RV detailed, obviously. You still want to get permission from the RV park because they will be most likely doing a full-on wet wash.
They worked their butts off to get all the scratches out, and they did a good job.
They did an awesome job. They only work at that one park, but there are lots of mobile detailers out there. Generally, you can ask the front office if they know somebody, or if they recommend somebody. That's going to be your best bet, or ask somebody else in the park.
The pros to it are the job that they did was a fantastic job, attention to detail. They got a lot more cleaned than we would get in a truck wash, or that we would do ourselves probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to do that job myself, it would be like a 3-day job. He had somebody helping him, so there was 2 of them working.
Still a 2-day job. So it's noisy, and it takes a long time, and it's expensive. So those are the negatives for that.
I think for most people, the expense is going to be the biggest thing. $400 is a lot of money.
Yeah, I agree. So that brings us to our third attempt.
It was our second attempt at a truck wash, but this time it was a Blue Beacon. Again, weren't really sure what to expect.
We were nervous.
Yeah,
because
after
of our
first
first experience.
Yeah. We asked them about brushes. They said they don't usually use brushes, actually.
They actually, I believe, said that they don't recommend it. It's not that they're not allowed, but they don't recommend it because they are used on the trucks.
Yeah. Second time through a truck wash.
Hopefully this time's better.
This is wild. It looks like an automatic car wash would be big enough for an RV. Obviously, we don't want those big brushes.
No brushes anymore.
I have no idea how much this is going to cost.
No, we don't know. There's no place to pay. You have to pay, tell them what you want, and then pay.
Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully somebody comes and tells us what's going on. Don't know. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
We've never been in one of these before, so how does it work? So when we pull in here, then we'll go talk to somebody,
We
or
pull in and then you pay while we wash. So it's so we can get you in and out.
okay.
Okay.
We let them go ahead and do it with just the spray things. Again, me thinking it's probably not going to be that great, but at least it gets some of the spots and dust off. This was after boondocking at Lone Rock Beach, where it was like dust storms. Yeah, sandstorms constantly.
Yeah.
So we did that, and man, I was really impressed.
A lot less expensive than the first truck wash too.
It did a great job. It did the RV and the truck, and the whole thing took about 10 minutes, and it was $44.
Okay. The job took about 10 minutes.
That's true. You sometimes have to wait in line.
We've gone a few times, and the line can be quick or the line can take an hour.
So we are waiting in line for Blue Beacon because the rig is filthy.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where
It's a long line.
it's a bit of a line. Most of these Blue Beacons have 2 lanes, and they go through pretty quick.
Does this one not have 2 lanes?
I think it's just one. Do we spend 45 minutes to an hour here, or do I spend 2 hours washing it? I think I'd rather spend an hour here chilling out.
I don't care. I'm just editing.
Tara's
But-
editing.
But I mean, if we
Daisy's-
had a really
Daisy's
long
chilling.
drive today, I would say
Yeah.
let's just move on. But
Yeah. As it stands right now, we've only got a 146-mile drive.
we're gonna
Yeah.
ask the question about the chemicals too.
Yeah, a few of you mentioned when we posted on social media about some kind of acid they use or something. And we're also going to get the Rain-X this time.
Yeah.
We waited an hour last time.
Yeah, but they only had one bay. If you see a big line and they've got one bay, plan on 10 minutes per truck in front of you, and that'll give you a rough estimate.
Yeah.
We posted on our social media about going through Blue Beacon, and somebody had mentioned don't get the acid.
We actually got a few people that
Yeah.
made that comment about make sure that they don't use any acid or any chemicals that have acid because it can apparently ruin the paint on
Right.
RVs.
So we were like, holy crap, did we get acid last time? Yeah, I asked that guy, I said, hey, we've heard a little bit about not using acid on the RV. He said, we don't use acid on the RV, we're not allowed to.
Right.
But they do recommend it on the truck. The truck paint can handle it, and it gets a lot of the grit and grime off of.
I still think it can't hurt to remind them to not use chemicals.
Absolutely.
Just for my own peace of mind, I think that we will make sure we say that every time we're there.
Yeah, so that second time around, we also got the Rain-X.
Yes.
Because that was another thing you guys recommended, was have them do the Rain-X. It was really good, and it's still holding its shine pretty good. This is the last wash we had on here.
Yeah, it's still a little dirty.
It's a little dirty.
But, you know, we've been traveling a lot.
I've never done a full wet wash, like with a hose.
Nope.
Primarily because almost every RV park you go to will not allow it. They don't want you using their water and get to wash a whole RV and get in the ground all
Messy
muddy.
and noisy and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Some will, if you ask, you have to ask them. Some will, you have to pay them. You have to pay a fee to wash your own rig, to use the extra water, which I understand. But I wanted a way to just dry wash it. The way I washed Lucille was primarily with a McGuire's, you spray on, wipe off, buff, and you're done. Wash, wax in one kit. So I did a little research on the Amazons and the Googles, and and found a kit, but it's kind of expensive, so I sat on it for a while. One day I finally pulled the trigger, and I'm so glad I did, because it is the easiest way to wash a big RV like this.
Yes, is you don't need a ladder, you don't need water, and it takes him about 2 hours to do it himself.
The whole rig. Again, and that's a quick surface, get the big areas.
Yes, but the surface job that
Yeah.
you do, I mean, it ends up looking really good.
So I basically have like 2 methods that I use for this. Should I go and show?
Show 'em what you got.
Show ya. These are the 2 main pieces of the kit. One is this little wedge guy, and it's about, I don't know, 18 inches long. And this pole, look at that, isn't that wild?
But this pole makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. Any pole would probably work. The magic is this little wedge and the pieces that go on it. Magic. It's plenty long to get the top of our RV, and ours is kind of the max height at 13.6. So the way this works is you get, I think, 4 or 6 panels of this stuff. And it just goes right on here, like so.
When you're done and they're dirty, they can just be thrown in the washing machine.
Yep. And so the whole idea here, if you look in here, it actually says dry, wet.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. But you do want to keep one side dry and one side wet. This is the main part of the kit, and this is the wash wax all. And it's just this simple.
Hey.
Wet side, dry side. You can actually see how much better that looks. I don't know if you can see
Probably
it.
not. They
Probably won't see it on camera. And that's all it is. You do that all the way around your RV. I mean, you saw how fast I did this little section here. You just go up to the top, the spray bottle sprays up to the top real easy.
And the spray bottle actually shoots the cleaner pretty far away, so you don't really need a ladder for this.
No, I can do the whole RV without a ladder. That's my primary get the job done quick. And the cool thing about it is it's a dry wash, so you're not using a hose. You're not going to have to get anybody's permission to do it. What I like to do is I do sections at a time, because I don't even want to do 2 whole hours out here sometimes. I'll just say I'm going to do this slide forward on one day, maybe come back out in the afternoon and do another section. Sometimes I will just wash the section that we're going to film in front of. Because that's how we roll.
That's true too.
And then the other option, the extended wash, is I will get up on a ladder and get the nooks and crannies with a hand version. You know, just a normal little microfiber cloth. What I like to do is I will have a wet side and a dry side. Once the wet side gets dirty, that comes off, and then the dry side gets demoted to the wet side, and then I put a new dry side on. So you kind of make the best use of them. A couple little tips, if you're in dry climates like we have been this year, do it in small sections, because the stuff you spray on starts to dry fast and streak fast. You got to do it in smaller sections.
They recommend you do it in small sections anyhow, right?
Yep. Save a clean pair of these. Do the windows last.
So is there anything else that comes in the kit?
Yes. You get
Ooh. Is that
strong
for corners?
Velcro. It's just a mini wedge, and this is really handy on the front cap of the Momentum, because they put all those weird little curves and stuff in there. And so you've got the little short ones with a little short wedge, and of course it just screws right on, just like the other one. You also get a little hand scrubber and a bug scrubber that, you know, goes like that. I've used this a couple of times.
Sometimes a good old fingernail works the best.
Yeah. You know what actually works really well on bugs on the front cap?
I know.
Do you know, good, what is it?
Dryer sheet.
Dryer sheets. I don't remember where that tip came from, but
I think that came from somebody from our Florida days with love bugs.
Yeah. So I thought, that's freaking bonkers. That can't possibly work. It does. It really does. The only problem with the dryer sheets is it leaves the dryer sheet gunk on there, so you have to go back and wash it afterwards. You know, you can use this.
Isn't another tip hand sanitizer?
Yeah. Another tip is if you've got some really bad sap, something sticky like that, hand sanitizer.
Yes.
I guess it's got just enough alcohol in it to get in there. Always test a spot you don't care about.
Right.
And the other tip was actually alcohol. Just plain old alcohol or denatured alcohol. And the benefit of the alcohol is it doesn't leave the gunky residue that the dryer sheets do, but the dryer sheets, I think, work better.
What else comes with it? Anything? You get the handy dandy little bag that comes with it. Show them the bag.
Comes with a bag.
Yeah, you could put all your goodies in there.
I think it's the first thing that came in a bag where I didn't just throw the bag away. Because it's clear, I can see in there and get stuff.
Is the kit expensive? Yeah, it's kind of expensive. But the good thing is, all you really need to replace is the wash fluid.
So I buy this by the gallon and then just fill them up, and that's it. I use this on the motorcycle also. I just use, you know, microfiber cloths and the same spray, and I do the bike, I do the truck, I do the RV, all with this wash wax all. This bottle is 32 ounces, and I will use about a whole bottle of this, or about half of the RV.
Do you dilute that with water?
I do not.
Okay.
Again, don't quote us on the price. We'll have a link in the description. It's always going to be in our Amazon store also.
And this is something that we use on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, I love this thing.
You know, like we said, and we're not partnered with the company that makes this at all. It is an Amazon affiliate link for us, but we are in no way tied to this company.
Yeah, did not get this for free.
These are the 3 ways that we've tried. Personally, let us know if you've tried anything else that you really like.
Comment below. Also, stay tuned for outtakes. Those are always fun. check out our website, changinglanesrv.com. We have blog posts and other resources there. Every one of these videos we put out has a blog post with it that sometimes has more information than you might find on YouTube by itself.
And all the links for the products and stuff will be there too. And what else? Well, social media, Facebook, Instagram, and click the like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, please click the like button. Please subscribe.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying please.
I just said do it. Just do it. All right, that's it.
See you, bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
It's filthy.
You're
So
filthy.
you've got a filthy mouth.
I do. Sometimes I do. I can't help it.
Those things really help out our channel. It lets YouTube know that you liked our stuff.
Yep.
If you didn't like it, just move on.
Oh my gosh. You pulling your pants down?
Well, I've gotten so skinny.
Ready to show them?
Yeah, I feel like we're being quiet.
I don't feel like I'm being quiet at all. Maybe you're being quiet.
I did ask the guy. I said, "Hey, we heard some stuff about acid, and he tried to deal me some." But I said, "No, that's not what I'm looking for."
Right. I knew that was coming. I knew he couldn't resist.
I can't,
I knew.
a drop in acid drip.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Pull,
Well, yeah, but what does it do?
extend.
Yes. This
What do I win?
Nothing. And the spray bottle that I can't talk.
Green Acres is the place to be.
Oh my gosh.
So
No.
you're driving around. It's like, yeah, people are looking. Ooh, man, that's nice.
Here we go. Down in a tangent. Rabbit hole.
We've also tried alcohol in our face,
No.
in our mouth,
Yeah.
in our mouth while I'm washing it. A beer while you're washing it's not a bad idea.
You would think that somebody has already been drinking right now,
No?
but he hasn't. This is just the after travel day.
Yeah, this is punchy.
Yeah.